Fight on!
Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to Top Tier Arcade. My name is Steve, and you're back with me in the apartment. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Killer Instinct 2 Arcade Part 2, the cabinet. We're going to be going in and outside of the cabinet, checking out the side art, the serial number, the coin mech, the PCB, how I fixed the sound. When I first got it, wasn't working, give you some tips on that, and just the overall machine itself. So I'm going to be picking you up, and we're going to be going through that. Plus, at the end of the video, I'm going to be giving you a quick update about the coin mech that I received through Suzo Hap. So I'm going to pick you up, and let's get just right to it. So, what we're going to be doing is let's turn the machine on. That's good news. One big ding is good news. That means that everything should be okay. Why is it doing the thing now? Now what? See, this is what happens with these damn machines. Unpredictability, man. See that? I've never seen this before with this game. Of course, when I'm recording. Alright, so you know what? This is a good thing, because again, we all know that these machines are not perfect. So, what's happening is the screen's rolling. Should be an easy fix on the remote control board. We'll get to that in a moment. But of course, while I'm recording, it has to happen. So, again, very unpredictable. But again, if you're a hobbyist of this hobby, does that make sense? It's one of the things we encounter. So first things first, like I said, when I received the game, the light was working. Now, what happened was, because I was fixing Killer Instinct 1 first, I took because the fluorescent light was not working on Killer Instinct 1, I took it for number 2 and put it in. But in doing so, it actually, I think I screwed up the ballast, or I pulled it, and now it didn't work. So I retrofitted it with the fluorescent lights, such as these. Like I said, so I changed it to these lights here, which again are not very strong, and it won't burn the marquee. The problem is, and again in my Killer Instinct 1 cabinet, if you see that, it's the exact same effect. And Serge, thanks again for your help on this, and hopefully that's the reason that now that I've retrofitted it, and this is an original marquee, by the way, because I've retrofitted it with that light you've seen, well, it hums the speakers because they're either shielded, and hopefully I can fix that in the near future, and you know, maybe that'll be another video. So that's the only thing really wrong with that. It's annoying. Definitely my fault. Yes, I can get the fluorescent too, but I don't want to, because again, these ones are inexpensive, and you know, there's less problems. But again, now we've created another problem, and we'll look forward in the future to fix that. So there's that. Let me take down the manual so I don't forget it in this one, because I do have the manual for this that I printed, so I'll leave it here to talk about later. So again, original marquee looks beautiful. May have to fix like I said, the light or the speakers, whatever comes first. It is super loud. Any of these midway cabinets are super loud. Amazing. A little bigger than the Street Fighter ones right now. Again, the Mortal Kombat. The PCB, if you saw my other videos, I banged into it, and then it tripped, like it just moved apart, and now the game's there, but it's not on, which again is a little wire that I have to just solder one day, and I'll do that in the near future. So here's the front of the cabinet. It looks beautiful. It has the original instruction card and how the auto double system works. It also has the epileptic thing, where if you have an epileptic issue or a condition, that to be careful. The monitor is beautiful. Again, I have to maybe tweak it a little. I'm sorry for the light above me here. Yeah, beautiful picture. A little tweaking here and there. Now, and then it has the official instruction card, which comes with it with all the moves and ultras and whatnot. Now, the CPO. So, when I picked the game up, and if you guys are wondering what's going on here, again, when I kind of revealed this when I had the Mortal Kombat videos, I did a quick overview. Now what happened was this: when I picked up the game, the control panel had the Lexan on it. And it had, you know, pretty much these buttons. I had to change a few of them, and it had the old controller, which, again, they weren't working well. So from Suzo Hap, I've changed them. But also, like in my last videos, with these ones, the, I guess, cheaper Suzo Hap parts, I figured out the square little part that hits the cherry switches is too thin, and it's very difficult to pull off moves. Very difficult. So I'm going to either tape that up temporarily like I did in my Killer Instinct 1, or, again, Serge, thanks again. He said that he might have a few for me, or I might get them online if I don't want to bother him. So I'm going to be changing those out, or at least kind of MacGyver fixing them for the gameplay until I get the part. That'll be changed. Now, going back to the control panel overlay, it had the Lexan, which, again, I usually take it off because they're home use, and it looks kind of neater. The problem is this. When I bought them, there was a Coke or Pepsi or some sort of dark cola that was spilt on it from years ago. We're talking maybe 10, 15 years ago. And it's been kind of like sunk in, and it kind of seeped into the control panel overlay under the Lexan. So what I did was I wanted to clean this up just to have it in the apartment. I took the buttons off. I took the controller off. And what happened was I just started to wipe it down, and I wanted to pull off the Lexan. No problem, right? Well, wrong. Damn it. Because what happened was when I pulled off the Lexan, and I had to because it was dirty, what happened was the cola and the acidity of that actually tore the paint. So when I was pulling it off like this, along came the paint with it. And then what I've done is it started up here, and I'm like, oh, it's okay. It's black. I can color it in. No problem, right? No one would see it. But when I try to kind of squirt water under it with like a cat spray, it still did it because it sunk in years ago, or it just kind of burned it, or the acidity kind of took it with it. So the unfortunate part is, damn it, this was an original CPO. It looked beautiful, but I had no choice, and I had to take it off. And I will be getting a replacement for this. I've seen a few websites online. They look really good. I'm cool with the replacement and the repro. I'm not really beat up about it, but again, to spend another 50, 60 bucks or whatever, so be it. If any of you guys have an extra one and it's good, either NOS stock or a reprint where I can get them, let me know. But either way, I'll be replacing that and in the near future. So that was a bummer. Now, what more? So when I pulled it up, the coin lights on this were working, so everything looked good. But now why not? Let's open that. So this one did come with both coin mechs. They take both Canadian and American quarters. And the beautiful part is there is the serial number right easy there to see it. So serial number is the 40,064, and on the right is 441623, which I'm not sure which one is which, but either way I'll be putting in the description below. So everything works. Now, interesting, when I go to play the sound, just to show you guys, so this is the volume pod, right? Now normally, that's what it does. That goes up. Normally this one goes down, but it won't work. It won't work. So if you don't know how to lower it, you can just lower it with the remote or the controller. So without that, it would be blasting loud. So you can lower it like this. So I'm going to have to fix this and take care of that one day. So it's okay, not a problem. So let's get out of here. All right, let's press start. Oh man, now it's going to... One sec. No, what have I done? One sec. What have I done here? Oh, now the screen's rolling too. Of course. But those are... I can't even see. I can't even see because the monitor is rolling. Exit, 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 exit. Let me just coin it up and lose here. So yeah. So I'm going to have to fix that. Oh, really quick. About the... look at that. Look at it roll. I'm going to fix that in a second. I'm pissed off already. So if you guys are curious, now again, I told you this is super loud, and it's such one of my favorite video game soundtracks. If you put the volume very high, just a quick tip here, if you put it really high and you turn the game off, the actual game, when you turn it on, remember how it showed the ding? Will actually say danger, danger, because it's too loud at the beginning. So just out of curiosity, if you guys are wondering, you know, what the difference is, if you ever turn this very loud, it would just say danger. Come on. All right, good. So again, if that goes very loud, it would say danger when you start it up. So again, don't always think that something's wrong. Just make sure you check the volume. I'm going to have to fix this. Oh, it's probably right there because it shows there's a loose wire. It should be very easy to fix. I mean, I'll do that in maybe like some sort of tech video, which, you know, we'll see. But either way. Anyway, so let's get right to it. So that's the inside, pretty standard. And then now, when I first got the game, and this was funny, down here, there was a key broken in. Now I got these after, but there was a lock, but there was a key broken in, which is not this one, and I had to drill it out. Now when I say I had to drill this out, it probably took me an hour, and it broke 2 drill bits because I was trying to drill it out, and it was impossible. There were so many shards of metal or aluminum, whatever they're made out of here. It almost looked like the T-1000 when Arnold blows them up in T2 and he says, "Hasta la vista." I swear to God, there were so many shards. They were going on the rug. They were going in my socks. They were going in my foot. And I was drilling it and I was swearing. And if I recorded it, it would be censored for life. I was going off. Finally, I broke into it. And the cool part was there was actually 2 coin bins, which was great because I need one for my Street Fighter 1 cabinet. So, you know, that saved me another, you know, $5 to $10, whatever these are worth. And then I just cleaned that up. So I also found, I mean, that's just a list of what I have to do more. But I also found in here $4 in quarters, because the guy never knew, he never opened it. So I got $4 in quarters in here that's been there for years. The coin counter works. Where's the light? So the coin counter works. How many, let's see the number on this. Oh my God, is that going to focus? I doubt it. Focus. Is that going to focus? Either way, it's a 0 on the very end. So 084183 is the number. So, no, it focused at the end. So, I don't know how well that did. Apparently this game, when I talked to the owner on my crazy pickup, he told me that this was he actually got this out of a home. What the hell? He actually got this okay, obviously I don't know how okay, honestly, now what? Why doesn't this close now? What is going on? You know, when I'm not filming, everything goes perfect. What the fuck is going on? I just had to kind of jiggle it. Jiggle it, Jerry. All right. So that was the actual corn door, and then also here. So there was holes here because they had the security bar. So I just went to a Home Depot, whatever, and I got those. I'm gonna eventually paint these black, but these are just temporary because I wanted them. It actually came with the key was there. I was looking for it, and they had their spare key was broken in there. So there's the actual front of the cab. Let's look in. Ugh, this rolling is going to annoy me. So inside the cabinet, pretty clean. You know, standard, simple. Inside, let me get you this in this angle. So again, standard inside, pretty clean. I mean, not much more to see. Let me try to get that to that remote board right there and fix that because it's annoying. This is really annoying me. Ow! Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. A little higher. A little higher. Uh-oh. All right, well, it stopped rolling. Did that fix it? Yeah, it looks good. I guess I have to adjust that or do something to that. Maybe solder the back of the pod. I don't know, man. So that's pretty much the front of the cabinet. It looks perfect. Other than the stupid, oh man, what a bummer, man, that this was there. But you know what? Because I'm going to replace these buttons. The joysticks are beautiful. I'm going to do 1 and 2 eventually. Again, this is just for the arcade here. Probably either clean these or get new security screws. The Killer Instinct in front looks good. No real touch-ups needed. The T-molding looks okay. Like I said, if it looks almost too perfect, I know that people would disagree with me, but I actually kind of like it because it still looks like it has skin in the game. It was actually in the arcade, so it looks like a little rustic. I actually kind of don't mind that. So what we're going to do is let's now check out the side of the cabinet, the one side. So looking at on the top, has a little wear here, I guess where it's scraped. Not too bad. Might be able to fill that in again. Not too big. Don't mind a little scrapes. Here, sick art side work. It looks like orchid. So orchids on the side. A couple of scrapes here. Right here on the tits. So a couple of scrapes there. Everything else, let me get the light. So everything, there's a scrape there on the bottom, looks okay. Yeah, I mean, everything else looks like original artwork. Again, it was in a house. This was a home use that someone bought from an arcade in the late 90s. So this game might have only been a few years old and the person bought it. A little rust there, I might clean that up soon. On the side, this is a little rougher than I wanted it to be. And this is because it was beside Killer Instinct 1. So a little scrape there should be easy because it's all black. Or maybe I'll just wipe it down. Maybe it's just dirt. So this side art, honestly, again, I don't care about rating because it's personal. But I don't know, out of 10, maybe a 7. And, maybe a 7 with here and there. Maybe 7.5, 8, who cares. But that's the side. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video real quick. I'm going to pull out, do the side, and then the back, and then we're going to look inside the machine, and then we'll take a look at the actual PCB. So I'll be back in a sec. So now we're back, and I've just pulled out the machine on this side. Turn this light on. So on this side, we'll just take a look at the overall machine. I know we're getting some backlight from the sun. It's okay. But the top of this one looks pretty good. No gouges. No, actually, no. Yeah, there is right there. So it definitely is right there. On the side of the actual cabinet, it looks all right. Bolts are rusted. That's fine. Work on this one is even better. No scrapes or whatever. A little right there. There's definitely a gouge right there. That looks like when it was being moved. The good thing is it's isolated. So, I mean, to maybe fill that in with black paint or whatever, should be no problem. Yeah, down there looks to be good. All up in there. Yeah, so this side of the cabinet, other than this major, or this kind of scrape, looks pretty good. Down here, a little ruffled or whatever at the bottom there, like a lot of the cabs, no big deal. To me personally anyways, a little white scrape there. And then, a little white here. Now on this side, yeah, this is something that I'd actually kind of fill in. Not yet, but I definitely will in the near future. Again, I'm sorry for the lighting, guys, because this light's killing me, but I'm in a confined space. So there's this side. So, I mean, this part of the side art is like a 9 out of 10, but I mean, that's where it makes it look ugly. So definitely, and this part makes it look uglier. So again, 7, I don't know, 6 out of, who cares, out of 10. But I'll fill that in. So that's the side. Let me take you straight. Oh, the front of the cabinet, to be honest, we looked at. And again, other than just being a little kind of dirty, which I'll think it looks good. So that one looks good. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I'm going to get the key. The key for the back. So we'll open the coin door or the back door together. So Front of the cabinet, I mean, I'm tippy-toeing. I don't even know what I'm looking at. It looks pretty good if I recall. I just have like a militia folder to keep the manual for now. So I just have them on there. So that looks good. You can see the... Oh, that's stupid. But you can see the inside. No, you can't see the inside. Well, right there is where I have the... Not the fluorescent tube, but those lights I showed you. The back of the cab... looks okay. I mean, just looks... It's particle board. So, you know, some looks like some had some moisture. A little dirt rundown. The cool thing is... It actually shows the day or when it was manufactured. Well, let's say that. Let me get some light. Yeah. February 14th, 96. 95. Yeah, I think it says 96. So kind of cool. Yeah, it was made February 14th, 96. Isn't that Valentine's Day? Yeah. Is it? 13? Yeah, that's Valentine's. Oh, how sweet. So then other than, yeah, I mean, the back, you know, there's some little gouges out of it. It looks like slight water damage or moisture. No big deal. It has the voltages. There's another couple of machines I have that have that. I don't know what really that means. US patents or whatever. So this is kind of the back. Wheels are okay. They do work. And that's pretty much it. And it has the secure lock. So let me just open now the back. Alright, so let's get to the meat of this. Shit. Whoa. Wow, these are heavier than they look. Alright, so back door's off. Alright, so let's see what we're dealing with up in here. Obviously, there's the cord that goes to my... it's an actual power bar, but they have individual kind of things for flexibility, which is neat. So here's what we're looking at. Henrix Polo monitor, if I'm not mistaken. Sometimes it's a little finicky, but so far it's been good. To be honest, I'm not a pro at this. I'm going to be learning with you. I've been looking at videos online. And but so far, honestly, if it's not broken, I'm not going to fix it. If it is, we'll jump in. The good thing is that it has the serial number right there. That one where the light is. It does match the front of that, which is beautiful. So the chassis is original, as far as I know. The inside, there's the remote control board that I just kind of fixed. Maybe I have to see, well, let's think. If you're saying, hey, Steven, you got to fix that pod. This is attached, and it goes up. Let's follow it to right. Where the hell does it go? Right there at the back, where the light is. So I might have to maybe just plug that in snug or do something. Again, because that's annoying. Now, right there is where the fluorescent light is. So I still kept it because it's still good. I didn't cut the wires. It's there. The interlock switch is right where the light is, right there. Yeah. I have the bulbs because I know one of them was good because in here, like I said, it worked, but I had to take it off. In there, so under where the hole is, where the light is, was a little package with styrofoam, and that's where it had the ROM that was removed to actually get the board to work, because on this one, thank God, and I got lucky, lo and behold, this game also has the flash drive. So right there, I'm going to zoom in a sec, has the flash drive, and there's the original hard drive, and it does work. I plugged it in, so if I want to, go back to a moving part, the hard drive works. Look how heavy duty, look how well preserved this is. It's like in a foam, like, those crunchy bars? That's kind of what it looks like, and it has right on it, it has the serial number. It has the serial number and then matches, so right there. Inside of the cab was pretty clean. There was some rat shit right up in there. Now, here's what happened. So when I got this game, this is the power supply I got from Suzo Hap around 3 weeks ago or a month ago. And I replaced it, so I had to get it from there. I still have the original one, but and I know kind of like Arcade 101 is make sure you check your voltages. But when I did, the voltages were all over the place, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe that's why the sound doesn't work. So the sound wasn't working with this game when I first got it, and I was worried. Now, the guy I bought it from was like, don't worry, just, dust off the RAM switch, the RAM slots or whatever, and it should work. So I took his word for it, and I wanted it out of there. So what I did was this. One, I got a new power supply because the old one was reading, it was changing its voltages up and down. I'm like, no, I don't like that. Which when I read online, I'm thinking maybe that's why the sound doesn't work. So I wanted a new one because I didn't trust it. It looked beat up. It would look like there was work done to it. You know what? For another $40, I got a new one. This one, and this should last me for hopefully the rest of my arcade life. I mean, you know, for another, 20 who knows years. So hopefully. So that one's working well. Now, sometimes, like, when I turn the game on, it would keep dinging, like ding, ding. And it kept doing that when the sound didn't work. It would ding 9 times. When it dings 9 times, that means there's a RAM issue. And you can read that online. And I'm like, that helped me diagnose. So I'm like, okay, now I kind of know what's going on. So I'm like, I knew it was a sound problem. So I, like any of the machines, like we do, we alleviate any type of issues. So step by step, we got rid of we changed the power supply. It still did it. That means there's a RAM issue. I cleaned it up. The fan does work. It's the original fan, but it's loud. So I did not plug it in. It's kind of useless being that there's no now moving parts. So what I did, just to let you guys know, a little kind of top tier tip here, top tier tip, or whatever the hell you want to call it. So the cool thing about this board is, or the interesting part is, this is not a Killer Instinct 2 board. It's a Killer Instinct 1 board, and they changed the ROMs. So this is actually a KI1 board, not KI2. And so what I did was to fix the sound, and thank God, was you see right here where the light is, those are the sound, or the sound RAMs, and then there's the serial numbers right there. So, and they all match. So the sound RAM, what I did is I took them out slowly with a screwdriver on each side. I got an old toothbrush dry, and then I cleaned the actual sockets where they go in, and then I got a damp toothbrush but not wet, and then I did it again, and then with another dry one because I have a few just to clean. I left it. I blew on them. I took the computer spray, the dust thing, the anti-dust thing. I sprayed them. I left it overnight, and I put them back on, and lo and behold, the sound came back, thank God. And then again, sometimes if I had it on -5 volts when I checked the voltages, and sometimes the actual game will keep dinging, like I said, 9 times. Turn up the voltages little, and it never had a problem since. Of course, right now it has a stupid rolling issue, which again, we know it's one of the pods. So that, if you guys ever have a problem with a Killer Instinct or Killer Instinct 2 board, sound, I would do a few things. One, take all these out slowly. Don't panic. Get it. I just got a toothbrush and some, again, the aerosol clean whatever spray. Left it overnight, or it probably didn't even matter, and it worked. Make sure the power supply is there because that's what, it needs -5 volts, I think. And then it worked, and I'm back up and running. So beautiful, it's working. And again, it's a Killer Instinct. You know what? It says it right there. This is a bad angle. I know I'm upside down, I'm sorry. But you can see it just says Killer Instinct, and I know that, you see, and then, that's a numbers Killer Instinct 1 board. But again, the flash ROM is right here. This thing here, and then they already did it. The same company that did my Killer Instinct 1 did this one, Killer Instinct 2. So that's pretty much the inside of the machine. Like I said, pretty clean, got pretty lucky. Oh, another thing really quick, I forgot to tell you. When I was changing the voltages, when I was changing the voltages, oh, happened, oh, this fell. It's okay. When I was changing the voltages, remember I said the other, when I was changing the voltages on the first power supply, or I was checking, I should say, remember I said it kept fluctuating up and down? Well, what happened was I thought that maybe there wasn't enough voltage going to the sound, so when I turned it up and down, what happened was it actually blew the fuse, and when I got the new power supply, the game didn't turn on. And I'm like, oh my God, now what? So I thought either the power supply was a dud, which I doubted, or that something happened. So thank God there was an actual little baggie, and they had a fuse in here. There's a little baggie that had a fuse and a different Molex connector like these ones. And right here, where the light is, I opened the fuse and I put the new one, and it worked. So if you guys ever plug in a game, check the power supply first, And then if the power supply is good and still doesn't turn on, check the fuse. I mean, they're so cheap online. I'm going to get a few new ones and hopefully fix that screen kind of, you know, influx of kind of looks like electricity in my Killer Instinct 1. And to fix that. So that's pretty much that. And that would fix that. Well, I just got a head rush. Whew. I just got a head rush. So yeah, if it turns off, don't panic. If everything else looks good, don't panic. Check the fuse, check the power supply, maybe clean off the, check the edge connector, and maybe, you know, push down the ROMs or RAMs or whatever, and then clean them, and hopefully that fixes your issue. But again, so far the monitor is good. So that's the inside of the cabinet. Let's now check the manual. So what I'll do is this. Let me push the game back in. I hope I showed you guys enough and gave you a couple of tips on the Killer Instinct 2. So let me just pause right quick. I'll be back. Push this in. We'll check the manual and we should be good to go. Alright guys, we're back. So I just pushed back the arcade machine. Everything's so far so good. We're going to take a look at the manual real quick. Again, I got this from KLOV. I supported them, just downloaded it from there, printed it off, got it bound and done by Staples. Always good to have. It's kind of cool. One, it's kind of completes the game. That and normally a keychain, but I'm still trying to find a replacement, even though I was shown a couple of places that do it. I'm just trying to match them up with the ones that I had before. So again, very good to have. It tells you about if there's any issues based on fuses, you know, what to actually check. Sometimes I like to see the depth of it, even though these midway cabs are almost the exact same. Again, as the Killer Instinct 1 and Mortal Kombat 1, which again I bumped into, and the stupid wire just turned off the game. So I'm going to be doing fixing that more permanently, I should say, in the near future. One thing I wanted to show you, I mean, it's the same old things, you know, diagnostics, what to do with that. Always good to have the dip switches handy. In case you want to put on free play, it was, but now again, I put it on quarters just because it's kind of fun. But there's one page I wanted to show you that really helped me out. Where was it now? Oh, well, one, this troubleshooting. So again, if there's no sound, obviously, it was the negative 12 volts, not the 5 volts, like I said. So negative, and that's what I was checking. So yeah, negative 12. So I checked all that. That actually helped. And of course, online was great. And, you know, from everyone online as well. So this is the one I wanted to show you. This is very important. Now, this power supply, when I wanted to replace it, because again, the other one was on the fritz, I typed in this exact power supply SKU and it came up to SuzoHap's website. And I made sure that everything looked the same. It told me exactly what to look for, what it looked like, and exactly so I can match it up. And when I went on their website, they had one. It was $49.99 American, which is not bad, $50, but I have a brand new. Hopefully, again, it'll last me for life. And as soon as I typed that SKU in, it came up, and it works on Cruising USA. I think it works on, obviously, Killer Instinct 2. It also works, if I'm not mistaken, on Golden Tee. So this really helped me determine which one was the best power supply, because the one in the Killer Instinct 1 is the other looking type, like the non-computer looking one. So this was, again, a just quick overview of the manual. Always good to have the pinout right in front of you for ever troubleshooting. This was also helpful as well, the powering diagram, because it also has the fuse chart. So I matched that up. Again, I have limited knowledge. I'm definitely still a novice. So that very much helped me. It's always good to print that out. I mean, that's pretty much the manual. So what we're going to do is let me sign off officially. And yeah, we'll take it from there. Alright guys, there you have it. So that was the Killer Instinct 2 Arcade Part 2, the cabinet. I hope I showed you guys everything you wanted to see. Of course, the in and outs, some tips, some diagnostics, showed you the manual, the ins and outs as promised. If I missed anything, please let me know. I'm more than happy to help. Like always. So again, really quick. So what happened is I picked up, this is the Canadian coin Mech, pain in my ass that I've been waiting since January, because it's the Canadian quarter. If I knew ahead of time, I would have just got the American quarter and retrofitted it. Now I have to do the other way, and I would have got it in 2 seconds. Any Canadian watching or whatever, don't bother. Unless you're a vendor and you're willing to wait to make it easy, but if you're just someone casual like myself, it'll take long to produce them because there's not a high demand for the Canadian one. I'm going to make it and maybe show you guys if I figure it out to turn it, because it takes Canadian and it does take Americans if you kind of jam it, and I'll explain how to fix that and hopefully make it kind of both American and Canadian. So this was a pain in the ass. Picked it up at the same FedEx where I told you guys in my Mortal Kombat when I picked up the package with the power supply and everything else, where again Fort Knox in there. We got to know the security guard as the same guy, a friend of mine. We went together, and it was a small little box, but they didn't fit it in my mailbox. Why? Because just cause. I have no idea. But either way, I finally got this, so my order's complete. I showed you guys the manual, how I retrofitted with that new one, which again, it saved me trouble. Now it's causing me a different type of trouble, typical arcade stuff. But that's pretty much it. So guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It's free. Tell your friends that they're a fan of overall arcade machines or overall just entertaining videos. If there's anything you need, please let me know. I'm more than happy to help. Great comments and great feedback so far. The channel's growing. So far, so good. I'm going to be coming out with new videos at least every week, not to mention special presentation and other videos that I've coming up very shortly. So please subscribe if you haven't. Let me know. Hit me up in the description below. I'm going to have the serial number, and I'm going to have also how to get a hold of me through email and other social media. Let me know. I'm more than happy to help. Again, my name is Steve. Thanks again for checking out Top Tier and choosing me. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you in the next video, which is going to be part 3, which is the game review. So we're going to go in the review and maybe do a quick comparison from Killer Instinct 2 to Killer Instinct Gold on the what was on the N64. So with that being said, it's been a pleasure. Take it easy. Peace.